Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Is it Tuesday or is it Wednesday? No, it's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me on this later afternoon live stream, okay? Let's wait for some more folks up in here. All right, I'm going to go in, of course. All right. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Hope you guys are feeling nice. Hope you guys have been having a wonderful day so far. Okay. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. All right. Let's wait for some more folks. Okay. Hope you guys have been doing well. Feeling fine. Hi, Melisha. How are you? Hey, Thomas. I hope you guys are doing awesome. Hey, Keys of David. Hey, everybody. Hope you guys are feeling nice. Sort of an impromptu live stream, right? Kind of random, but hey, why not? Hey, everybody. Hey, Anthony. Hey, Nevermind. Hey, Lady. Hey, Caleb. Hey, Quenisha. Hey, everybody. Hey, Donna. Hope you guys are feeling nice. I know I'm feeling really good. And keep up the positive vibes. Hey, Persian, how are you? On the way to the gym and this pops up. Extra motivation. That's nice. That's awesome. Nice to see you, Persian. Nice to see you, Sharon. How are you, everybody? Wonder Man from Italy. That's amazing. Welcome from Italy. Hey, everybody. All right. So the enemies, right? The enemies and the people who, try to get at you the most, people are not going to put in that extra time and extra work to get at you unless they were very jealous and bothered of you. That's just what it comes down to. A lot of people, when they're jealous, some people, they'll be jealous and they'll just lurk. But your enemies, though, they pull out all stops to make sure that that they are jealous of you, that they feel some type of way about you. They're going to compete with you. They're going to cause a lot of problems for you if you're not aware of what these people do, right? But you probably are very much aware. You see the tactics and the ploys and the games and the disadvantages that they try to put at you as well. You see, the snickers, the sneers, the weird looks, the glares, trying to jilt you, trying to cause a lot of trouble and mayhem for you in your life. Your enemies, a lot of them are bothered. They're bothered, they're triggered by you. And all it takes is for you to be yourself. Just do that. Just be yourself and you'll see all of them come out of the woodwork. And sometimes they'll come out in full force. You're going to be pressed by a bunch of people at the same time, a bunch of people who have one, kind of commonality between all of them, which is that they can't stand you, all right? And they want to press you as a group. But understand that these people, these enemies, right? You will have many enemies throughout your lifetime. You will make enemies tomorrow. It's possible. Next week, next year. As long as you keep elevating, you are bound to create enemies. And I kind of think like if you don't have any enemies, then then you must be just, then you must not be doing anything spectacular. That's what I really feel inside. Because oftentimes the enemies target people who they are threatened by. Right? They're not going to just target Tom, Dick, or Harry out here. They're going to target people who really, make them feel intimidated, make them feel concerned about their spot. All right. You may be applying for a job that you think you're very qualified for, and the boss or the employer will purposely overlook you because they're concerned about how well you will perform. You may outperform them as the supervisor, as the manager, right? So a lot of people will gyp you out of a job. A lot of people will gyp you out of proper positions that should have been yours, definitely could have been yours. A lot of people are going to play games. These enemies, sometimes they're playing Janes. You can't always peep who they are at first, but a lot of times they'll show themselves. And what I'm telling you, it's like it gets real murky. It gets real weird, right? And so, you're going to have, when you're in positive relationships, romantic relationships, you're going to have people who are enemies of that, upset because you have a proper husband now, proper wife, proper girlfriend, proper boyfriend, you have a proper union, you're building your family, right? Trust me when I say the enemies will come popping out when you start popping out happy, fresh faced. I'm talking about abundance, happy home. A lot of enemies will be, they'll be formulated. These people may have liked you before. Don't put it past them. A lot of these people probably liked you in the past, right? But it's like something happened to where these people start looking at your life and they see that it has changed for the better. It has changed for the best. You have transformed, or you're on the path to transformation, and it's clear to see. And so because you have transformed your life, everything that is the makeup of your life, everything attached to you, everybody attached to you is also going to be changed as well, transformed in one way or another. And so your enemies see this, and it's like, well, it's not just you that they're fighting here. It's not just you. It's you and your husband, you and your girl, like your kids, everything that you have, your position, right? Everything that is an extension of you, right, is something that these enemies take notice of, they take stock of, and they get angry about. Wonderman says, you always speak about my life. You need to pay me the copyrights. I always love your videos. Thank you for the words. Thank you so much for the positivity. I really appreciate it. And welcome from Italy. Italy is amazing. I've not been to Italy, but I know it's amazing. So that is great. Yeah. A. Ray says, hello from Chicago. Welcome from Chicago. Hey, Dara, how are you? Hey, Miss Divinely. Hope you guys are doing well, getting your exercise in. That's awesome, you know? It's always nice to get up and get moving, especially when the days are not too cold. You know, it's nice to get outside and stay fresh, you know, stay fresh, stay rejuvenated, because exercise is really good for the mind, you know? Exercise, doing any kind of like, you know, physical activity is really, really good for your mind. It really takes off a lot of stress and anger and frustration, if that's what you're feeling like. So, and just helps to keep you healthy, of course, right? So it's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, Dijon says, greetings from Slovenia. Nice. Welcome. Hey, Joyce. Yep. Yeah. Rich says, facts. I pray that everyone involved in deliberating your breakthrough be removed, rebuked, and completely obliterated from your life right now in the mighty name, Jesus. Amen. Yes, exactly. I feel that too. I feel that we should always want to have good people around us in our circle, you know, because the last thing we want is to be able to go up and then we have all this baggage. It could be people, it could be situations, it could be places that simply hold us back too much from our purpose, right? So, you know, the thing about elevation that's really unfortunate is because it's like, you know, you're going up, you're getting a lot of great things, but then you have all this mess on the other side that you're trying to dodge, or maybe you didn't even fathom what's going to come at you, because you're thinking, okay, well, I changed my life, I've transformed, everything's looking good, everything's looking up. So why do I have all this drama? You know, why do I have all this chaos? I thought because I transformed, everything was going to be better. But sometimes when you transform in the way that you do, a lot of people, they're not on that same level. They're not on the same wavelength. They've not done the work. And they're kind of looking at you like, you know, they want to get at you. They want to pick a problem with you, right? And some people make this their daily regimen. They do this all the time. They will pick at you. They will poke at you because you're not like them and you're going places that they're not going to. They're not trying to go to. They're not trying to get better. Of course, it's not your fault, but this is just what it is, right? It's crazy. It's crazy how elevation can make your enemies pop out in an angry way. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm telling you. And so what I'd like to do, right, is I like to stay away from people who bring drama. I like to stay away from people who want to come try to bring my name up or put me in a problem. I'm very aware of that. And I just don't move with these people, around these people, talk to these people. I know what I want. I know what I don't want. Your enemies are going to be upset about that too, because your enemies think that, you know, because, you know, if they come at you, you'll come at them. You know, if they go for your throat, you'll go for theirs, you know, tit for tat. Like they kind of think that you're going to do that. They think that you're going to take the time to stop, because a lot of times that's what we want to do, right? We want to protect our name, protect our virtues. You know, if someone wants to get at us, we're going to get back, right? But because you've transformed and you're more into the peace and you're more into the elevation and less into the cattiness of the world, right? So you're not really going to put up with the drama that people, you know, bring to your doorstep. Whereas maybe in the past, you used to pop off. You used to go off, right? You used to defend your name. And these days it's like, I'm not trying to do that. And your enemies wanted to do that, not because they want to see you fight them specifically, but because they want to see you distracted. That's what they wanted. They wanted you to be distracted and angry and upset so that wherever you're going, you stop. You stop going there because you're fighting with them. You're bickering with them, you're getting at them. I'm telling you. And that's what I had to learn. A lot of people, they will put you in drama. Your enemies know what they're doing. They're smart people. Let's not put it past them. They're very smart people, very resourceful as well. They know what to say, how to say it, by what means to say it, by what method. They know how to approach you. A lot of these people, you grew up with them. They're very crafty. These people know exactly how to talk to you. They know what's going to aggravate you, what's going to get under your skin. And so trust and believe, like, these people are not fools. They're foolish, for thinking that, you were never gonna, go up because whatever they're doing. But they're not fools, They know how to play the game. They know how to play their cards, just not as well, just not right. They're putting their energy towards the wrong things. And, all this while they could have been working on themselves. Your enemies are pressed. They're going to stay pressed. They're going to be upset. And that's the thing, is like, they want you upset too. Like, they want you upset about your elevation. They want you to feel bad about your own progression. And it's just, it boggles my mind. It really does. Everybody can go up. Everybody, there's a lot of space. People can go up if they want to, but if they want to press you instead, what are they expecting to get back here? Not a lot of get back. There's not a lot of good that's going to come from that for them. Right. And so they're hoping that you get less because you fight with them or you become their enemy. It's like, you're not trying to be anybody's enemy. You peep what they're doing, but you're going to move on. Whereas these people stay bitter. They stay angry. They stay fighting. They stay, they're very warish. Their spirits are very warish. And they will continue to concoct, spin stories, tell a lot of tall tales, all to try to get you to look at the bad person because you're not the person who they thought you would be. A lot of people, like I said, they'll come at you in an aggressive way and they think you'll come right back at them like that. They think you're going to fight them. You're going to pop them. I don't know what they think that you're going to do. Right. And so a lot of us, because we've transformed, we're not as angry. We're not as, upset. We don't, go after, our enemies. We don't fight them. We don't yell at them. We don't call them, we stay in our own lane. Whereas before, we may not have moved like that at all. Right. And so it's like, I'm telling you, so your enemies are definitely bothered. They're definitely triggered. They're not happy that you're happy. The simple aspect of being happy, being joyous about where your life is going now, that is really just the nitty gritty of it. Imagine that, just the happiness that has, been bestowed upon you. And your enemies see that and they feel that, and it gives them the ick. It makes them uncomfortable to see that you have everything that you want in the right configurations, seems like always the right time. Everything just works out for you when it's supposed to. And, and your enemies just never can figure you out fast enough, deep enough, and it gets to them. It really does. Yeah. New Eye says, my intuition be on point. I be knowing. I feel you. I feel that. Yep. New Eyes also says, it's crazy how you can want more for someone that don't really want it for themselves. Oh yeah. You may see your enemies and even feel kind of bad for these people. Like, let me take you up with me. You're the last person they want you that they want to go up with, in that way. Like, they'd rather step on you first and be like, oh, thanks for the leverage, and be on their merry way, leaving you in the dirt. Right. So we have to understand that some people, they don't really want your help like that, or you can see a vision. Oh, this person is sad. Let me help them come out of their sadness. But lo and behold, you're the one that's aggravating that inadvertently. You're the person that's the trigger, or people like you are the trigger for them. Right. And so it's sad. So you have to fall back. You have to know when to fall back for real, because some people will see your help as hurt, like pain. Like, how dare you come and think you're going to be the person to tell me how to move or tell me how to be or what you think I should do. And it's like, they're not going to verbalize this in this way. Not all the time. Sometimes they might, but, they'll just act kind of like stush around you and act like, like, who do you think you are? It's going to make you uncomfortable. They're going to do a lot of things by way of their body language that will show you that they're just not feeling you. Like you may be pouring this has happened to me. You can pour your heart out to somebody that you don't even know is an enemy. You may peep that they kind of act odd, like they kind of move a little weird sometimes when you're around them or when they're around you, whatever. But you're not really thinking it's as deep as it really is. But there's going to come a time where you realize that this person is not right. You know what I mean? Like this person, there's something off with them. Anytime I talk to them, it's like a problem. Sometimes your enemies are in disguises. They're not all plain to see, not all angry, not all, they don't always just come for you. Sometimes they're people that sit right beside you, will have a cup of coffee, will dine with you, they will eat with you, they'll be up in your house. You'll give them an invite. You know what I mean? Like these are people that you really kind of think they're your people. But a lot of times, no, these people have ulterior motives. They do not respect you in the same way as you might respect them. You may be seeing this person as a family member, but they're looking at you like foe, like you are an enemy. You are not equal to them, and they're never going to treat you as equal. And so it's always going to be this rift, this sort of like silent distance. You could be sitting right beside them, but there's a distance though. You guys are worlds away, worlds apart from each other. And that's how it's going to be when, you have enemies, people who don't even want to get to know you while they're sitting right next to you. They've already made that conscious decision to not want to know you, right? And so everything that they do is going to line up with that decision of not wanting to get to know you and rather looking at you as a culprit, a problem, an enemy. They've made that decision, and it'll show how. It'll show. These people will show you like they don't want to talk to you, or anything you say, they have some sort of like angry rebuttal. They're not happy when you talk. Anytime you talk, they get aggravated by you, or when you put forth a situation, when you talk about anything, it's like your voice is like nails on a blackboard. It's like they don't want to hear from you, right? When you try to talk to these people, you're thinking these are your people. You may not be thinking that they have a problem with you because, like I said, they're more covert, right? So you're talking to these people and you're kind of wondering, like, why is it like pulling teeth talking to them? I thought we're cool. I thought it was cool. But no, a lot of times these people, you'll entertain them. You will feed them. You will give them drinks. You will take care of them. You will give them solid advice, the best advice that, none of their people even gave to them. I'm talking about you have been a stellar human being to them, but they still see you as an enemy, as somebody that they just cannot stand, And so that's what it is. Your enemies, they just don't get it. They don't get it. They don't want to get to know somebody like you. I had to let that go. Like, sometimes you could be doing so much for people around you, right? And they'll spit on you while while your hand is extended, they'll spit on you. And it's like, you don't know whether to take your hand back. What should you do, right? These people cause a lot of confusion and a lot of chaos because they cannot get down with your spirit, and sometimes spirits just do not align with each other, right? So it's unfortunate how your enemies get they start tripping. They start acting out, they start wilding, and a lot of times it's because they cannot get down with your vibe, right? You may think you have a cool vibe, but not everybody can get down with that. Not everybody can relate to that. The words that you say, the truth that you speak, not a lot of people can like wrap their heads around that. And a lot of times it's simply because they're too much into the world. They're in their own head. They're into the flashy things, the fancy things. They don't care about deep talks, deep conversations, deep connections, right? Your enemies are trying to figure out like, why do you know this? How do you know what you know? Right? Who do you think you are to know this? I should know this. I look better than you. I'm telling you, people think like that. I look better than this guy, so how does he know more than me? Or how does he have that over me? But I'm the one all the ladies chase. And a lot of people don't understand, like, it doesn't matter about what you look like or what you have or what type of car you drive. If you don't have a positive impact on this planet, nobody's going to remember you. Nobody's going to really feel you past that, beyond that. You may get your foot out the door, but beyond that, it's going to be real shaky. So your enemy's probably wondering like, why you? Why not me? Why her? Why him? Why them? Why not us? We're the good looking ones. We're the ones with the Maseratis. We're the ones with all the hotties. You know what I mean? Like people act weird, and they don't see like there's more to that than just all this fluff, this worldly fluff that doesn't take you anywhere It doesn't take you very far, right? So your enemies are going to be tripping because you're not like them. You're not like them. You were never supposed to be like them. They want you to be like that. They want you to be into what they're into. But why does it have to be like that? Why can't I just like what I like, you like what you like, and we kind of just click? Why can't it be like that? What happened to opposites attract? What happened to people could just get along and it doesn't matter where they come from, right? But it does matter, apparently. You know, a lot of people are going to judge you because you come from a different type of place. They don't come from where you come from. And it's like they don't want to get to know you as a person, as an individual. And your enemies can't stand that. They can't stand that you are an individual. And I think deep down it's because they feel like they are a part of the majority. They feel that. It's like you are a reminder of that. Like they are a part of the majority and you are not in that spot. You're not in that equation, right? And so people kind of feel, and you're not saying anything. It's like you're not even saying anything. You're not trying to make that very clear. But it's clear though. It's silently clear. It's obvious that you're not like everybody else out here, right? And so your enemies kind of feel like, well, you know, who is this? What am I up against right now? You know, they get more angry about it. They get more upset about it. They get more jilted, you know, because they don't know how to stop you. How can they stop somebody who isn't like everybody else? What works with everybody else isn't going to work with you because you're not like everybody else. So they have to try extra hard and it gets them extra mad because they're thinking like, okay, well, what will work with this guy? Who is this guy? You know, who does he think he is? Everybody does this. Everybody bows down to me. Like everybody thinks I'm hot. Everybody, you know what I mean? Everybody thinks I'm popping. Everybody wants to be my friend. And the thing about it is that no, not everybody, right? Not everybody. Maybe you like a different type of crowd, different type of place, you know, you like different type of things. And these people just can't really relate to that. And they're upset about that. And you'll create enemies simply because you like different things. You come from a different place, you speak a different language. And it's crazy. It's crazy. It is crazy. Yeah, Movie Clip says they can't figure us out. Yep, Sharon says I like a peaceful life. Josh Irwin says because God designed me differently. Absolutely. Caleb says embrace the hate. I feel that. Dub says we got favor. Yep. Exactly. Yes, everybody, yes. It is weird, isn't it? Very weird. That's why, yeah, I'm telling you, your enemies, right? Your enemies are going to be triggered by your presence when you walk into the room. It's not a joke. You know, it's not a joke. You will walk into a room and it doesn't matter what you got on. You could be having on a paper bag like the paper bag princess and people are looking at you. You know, people are taking notice of you, taking stock of you and wondering who are you? And it's not because of the paper bag. You know what I mean? It's because of you, your light. You know, you make everything look good, look better. You make people look better. And it's not, and when I say look, I don't mean the physical sense. I mean, look as in it's, you know, it's not what it seems. You know what I mean? It's not what it seems. Like I can look at anybody and be like, okay. But when people look at you, it's like, well, who's that? You know, you don't have to say a word. It's just like, who is that? And a lot of people feel your energy and it's a different type of look. Not looking at you is looking through you, looking in you, you know, seeing that there's something deeper than what meets the eye. So when people look at you, when you come into the place, it's like you'll have enemies you don't even know. These people don't know you and you don't know them. But you'll walk into a room and people are already acting pressed about you like you didn't do nothing. Or you'll come into rooms where everybody's talking, right? Everybody's having a wonderful time. Everybody seems to be ha-ha and he, and you know how it goes, right? You go into the room, right? And you're trying to look around to see where can you sit, and everybody's looking at you like, don't sit next to me. Don't come near me. Don't come beside me. You know, people put their bag on the chair that was just vacant. You know, they'll do a lot of crazy things. They'll be hush hush. They'll move like it's very odd. You know, it's odd. And these things actually happen. We'll see this play out in real life. This is not a movie. We wish it was a really bad Tubi movie, right? But it's not. It's a real life thing that happens when people make you into an enemy instead of a friend. Instead of trying to get to know you. It's really crazy, right? And so what I can really say is You will walk into the room and people will be pressed about whoever you are, whoever you might be. You didn't introduce yourself yet. What's going on with that? Like, that doesn't seem fair. You haven't told anybody who you are, what you're about, but somehow people know who you are already. They know. It's like, how do they know? They just know, right? And so people will treat you weird. Like, how do they know you already? And they know that they know you, but they don't know you, and they get upset in their own minds. It's like they create this. This is a delusion. These people. It's like they make themselves crazy over you, for real. They make themselves crazy. They will stalk you. These people will watch you very closely, ask you a lot of questions. Oh, is this person your dad? Is this person your friend? I think and people will press your life, press your whole existence, right? And you think they're being friendly, they're trying to get to know you, but it's like, no, they're trying to know your weak spots. They're trying to know where you come from. They're trying to know like who you know, how far you've went, what have you achieved, like to try to take something from you or try to be better at whatever it is that you do. A lot of people do a lot of crazy things, I'm telling you. It's shady, it's shaky. These are not friends. These are not friends. I want to clarify that. That's not a friend. That's hardly an associate. This is somebody who's just moving in an odd fashion. This is somebody who doesn't want to get to know you for you, right? An enemy is somebody, they don't have to come out with the daggers. You know what I mean? They don't have to come out, and really put forth that physical stance, like how they really feel about you. Sometimes an enemy is quiet. Sometimes an enemy is lurking. Sometimes an enemy is a stalker. Sometimes enemies are people who, you sit beside and you have coffee with. They can be those of your bloodline. These people you tell everything to. This is the scary thing about an enemy, is that it could be the people that are closest to you and the people that they know you very, very well. This is scary. This is very shocking, right? And so what are we supposed to do? How do we fend this off? Because these are people that we sit beside, wine and dine with. People that hold your kids, their whole, you know what I mean? Taking pictures. I'm talking, it gets really deep. It's very intimate, right? And so this is the thing about an enemy. They can be anybody. It can be anybody. And they will be targeting you, and getting mad at you. When somebody asks them, why do you hate her so much? What's the problem? Why do you hate her so much? I really want to know. They can't articulate why. They cannot express why. What did she do to you? What did he say to you? There's got to be something that they said or did. Well, it's just that I just don't like her. I don't like them. I don't know what it is. I just don't. And it's like, and because they're not able to articulate it, it's like if there was a valid reason, a legitimate reason, they'd be able to say, well, you know what? She did this to me. He did this. Some of the brazen ones will make up lies. Oh, she said this to me and he said that. And it's all lies, because these people want you to look like a really bad person in the eyes of others. But most people who just are pressed about you, can't stand you, when people ask them, like, why don't you like them? What's going on? What did they do to you? They don't see it. They don't see it in you. They don't see what it is. I don't know why. I just don't like them. I just don't, because these people are hidden enemies in disguises. They see you. They see what you do. They see your life blossoming. They see that. They have no hand in that. They see that too. They see that your life is happy. Your abundance is blossoming. They see that you feel good about yourself. I'm talking about, it's the simple things. It's not about what's in your driveway, what type of house you live at. It's not about how many commas you have in your bank account either, as much as people may want to act like that's what it's about. It's the simple things that the enemies hate on, and that's why they can't say nothing. That's why they can't express it, because it would sound stupid. Like, what do you mean? Like, you hate that they're happy. What do you mean you hate that they have a peaceful home? Who would say that, right? They can't say what it really is. It's so simple. The simple pleasures, the simple beauties of life, they hate on you for. This is a real enemy. This is the worst of the worst. These are people who you can't have around you. People who, when they see you getting a little bit up, a little bit, just a smidge, they want to say something negative about it. They want to call you with drama about it. Like, you know what I mean? They want to bring your name up in lies about it. These are people of the poorest quality. We should really be very wary about really giving, too much leverage to these people around us, like who move like this. It's odd, and it's off-putting as well. Very off-putting. It makes me feel uncomfortable even talking about it, So many times I found myself in these situations sitting beside people who were not right, sitting beside people who didn't really mess with me like that. You give to them, you talk to them, you feel gypped. Like, what? How did she turn out like this? How did he turn on me like that? It was cool. It was good. It's going to seem like that. But the whole while, it was shaky. The whole while, they were brewing with hate. Like, jealousy was at the surface. Very jealous people, who can't respect you. They can't respect, where you come from and where you're at now. It's like, no, it's got to be a problem. It's a big problem that you're up now. It's crazy. I'm telling you. It is. It is absolutely crazy. It is nuts. What can I say? Yep. Jacinda says, I am dealing with one of the many narcissists in my family who got the family to gang up on me because she spun a false narrative about me to make herself look like the victim. I know that all too well. Jacinda, I'm very sorry about that. I know all that too well, Why do we know that all too well? It doesn't seem normal, but like I said, it's been normalized. You know what I mean? These things that shouldn't be happening happen. And it's like, it's just supposed to be something that we accept and we're down with, but it's not really cool. It's like, imagine that your enemies will get other people involved. If they hate you enough, if they cannot stand you enough, if they're jealous enough, they will get third parties involved. You'll see the flying monkeys coming out on the trapezoids, trapezes. You know what I mean? They come out in full force and they're going to come and they're going to sit beside you and they're going to say, oh, I heard you did this. I heard you said that. Why did you do that? Why did you say that? How dare you do that to your mother? People say a lot of crazy things without knowing nothing about you, without knowing the build up to that, without even being there, And it's also crazy. What really irks me is how quick they are to believe a narrative. They'll never believe you, they'll never see your side of the story and want to hear your side of the story either. Right, Jacinda? They don't care about that. They care more about thinking, well, you know what? I don't like her anyway. Yeah, there's something about him anyway. So let's go with this narrative. And we're going to go with this narrative together as a clan. And we're going to hate as a clan. They're all enemies. They're all up for question here, Anybody who jumps ship so quick without even getting all the facts straight, just because they want to target someone and be on someone. I don't like that. I don't like that. I would prefer to make it fair, to keep it fair. And to think about what's really going on here, right? Who really did what? But at the same time, the drama is not for me. You got to cut people off where cutting off is the only option. If they don't want to hear where you're coming from, if they don't want to see where you're coming from, if they don't even want to hear, if they can't even stand to be around you, when you're around, they're looking at you like you did something to them, right? You can't get through to these people. It's best to fly, take off, get away. And I know it sounds very unfortunate, even pessimistic even, but what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do when enemies have all these different faces? They have clans, they have groups, they have allies who are on their side to try to hate on someone they don't even want to hear from. They don't want to see what's really going on. I'm talking about eyes wide shut. You know what I'm saying? Like, they see what's going on, but they refuse to accept what is really happening. Instead, they want to be blind. They want to play blind. They want to play dumb. They want to play like they don't know anything. They don't know. Oh, it's just you. Oh, it's blindly accepting any narrative. These are enemies. These are people who are not thinking for themselves. I can't be around people like that who don't think for themselves. Like people who, like they'll believe anything without doing any research or looking into it or, wanting to believe this person because they just can't stand that person, without really thinking, this doesn't sound right. This doesn't add up, There has to be something more to this, but not. It's like they know deep down they don't want to go and investigate, right? So it's like leaving you in the dirt, leaving you to your own vices. That doesn't seem fair. Whew, it doesn't seem fair. It seems all wrong. It seems botched, right? It seems unjust. It seems very unequal. And it's almost maniacal. It gets really crazy. Yeah, your enemies can be very maniacal. Forget about the Joker, forget about Jigsaw. We're talking about the real spooks of the people around us, the real people who, they act like they have no soul. When they try to get at somebody who's going up, they move like they have no soul at all. They act like they don't care. They will even show how little of care they have for themselves. You know what I mean? Like, these people will put themselves in a hole to see you in a hole. Imagine that. You know, that's how desperate some people move. Like, they are willing to sabotage themselves to see you sabotaged, to see you lacking, right? Because they lack and they are in a constant state of lack and misery. And so, what I really say about this is that, listen, your enemies will come with different faces from different places, you know, but these can be people that are around you that you sit beside, right? And when you peep the signs that these people are not your people, you know, like, these people are not really fully for you as much as you are fully for them, or at least you thought you were. You thought it was equal, but it's being shown that it's not equal. It's time to boogie, you know, or you really have to use your discernment of if you want to continue with this individual or the situation that's being played out, right? Because it's very wise. It's much more wise to choose your battles wisely, you know, to really think about what path you want to take in life. And if you want to take these negative people with you, these enemies, like I said, they will pull out all stops. If they're jealous enough, if they're angry enough and bothered enough by you, I'm telling you, there's nothing they won't do. Nothing is off the table. They'll do anything. They'll come at you in any type of way. And so what you got to do is move accordingly to that. If you know that is their nature, then you have to move accordingly to how they would move with you, right? Don't sacrifice yourself. You know, don't be the person who's just going to take anything, take any punch, take any bad comment, you know, take any sort of like poor attitude. People coming to you in a poor type of way, right? You know, people who are coming at you like, you'll accept the lowest, you'll accept the worst. Don't put yourself in that, you know, sort of queue. Make sure you take yourself out of that situation and go where you're respected. Because the enemies that are around you, they will never respect you. The only time they could possibly respect you is if they come down from their high horse and they see that everything that they've been doing and perpetrating was completely wrong, disrespectful, and they make amends. But it's rare. It is rare that, you know, an enemy will come down from that and make amends with you. It's just not common. I haven't seen that happen a lot, you know, because a lot of times the enemies will just kind of feel like, well, you know, they'll retreat in shame. They'll hate on you in shame, you know, or they'll stop talking your name in shame, but they'll never approach you and say nothing about it. They'll never say sorry. They'll never make it right. It's just, they fade away, right? And they prefer that. Your enemies are those of your own household, people who are close to you, people who are near you, right? And these people see everything that you've been through and everything you're going through now, this glow up now, and they hate on that. They're bothered because it's like, yeah, they may know you, and yeah, they may have grown up with you. You know, that may be your ex, that could be anybody, a neighbor. These people seeing a new box from Amazon come in, you know, oh, what is that? They will get at everything. You know, they'll dissect your whole life. You know what I mean? And try to see who comes to visit you, who comes to see you, who calls you, who links you up, you know? It's like they get mad over everything. What they may not have gotten mad about before, keep in mind. They may not have been so triggered in the past, but it's like now they're looking at you in a whole different type of light. So every little thing you get, everything you do, how people look at you, how people speak highly of you, it's the simple things people really get aggravated about. It's really crazy. Really, really crazy. Yeah, Shaw says they will perish without the light. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Gigi says they built an alliance against me. I have family that I live with now. I have nowhere else to go, and they act the same way. That's really unfortunate, Gigi, and I suggest that you get out. You know what I mean? I suggest that you get out and you spread your wings and you fly and you get away from people who hold you back and who, you know, disrupt your life, disrupt the flow of your life and your elevation. It's not worth it, right? Love in the Matrix. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Jacinda. Okay. Yeah, that's really crazy, Jacinda. I'm not gonna, yeah, that's really crazy. Yeah, that is crazy. Mm-hmm. Yep. Hey, Uncle Chuckles. Yeah. Josh Irwin says, good, they started their self-awareness and growth process. Right. S. Chambers, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Joseph says, never let the same snake bite you twice. And you know, Joseph, I'm sorry to say, but that I have let that happen. I've let it happen. I've let it happen too many times in the past, you know? It's like knowing someone's wrong, knowing that they did you dirty, knowing that they did you foul, but you still kind of give them the benefit of the doubt and let these people come back into your life just to bite you again and snake you again. And it's because you want to see the good in people. You want to see maybe they changed. Maybe they were just having a bad day, you know? Maybe it's not me. Maybe, you know, and you try to start thinking like, what else could it be? But these days, it's like, you know, I know what people do now. I know how they move. It's something with them. It's something in their environment. Something's not right with them, you know? And so exactly, Joseph, you're right. Do not let the same snake bite you twice, right? You see them for who they are. They're not going to change. A snake never changes. A snake is a snake, right? If they steal from you, they'll steal from you again. You know, if they hurt you, they'll hurt you again. A lot of times it's like I said, very rare for people to really turn their ways around when they've moved so badly, you know, with you and people like you, people around them, people who they mistreat, right? So yeah, exactly. Don't let a snake bite you twice. I like that. I really do. Mm-hmm. Amato says my numbers are going up on Instagram and some people stop supporting me. Oh yeah, that's how it's gonna be. When people see that you're going higher, they will stop. They will either be like a silent supporter or they're going to completely like unfollow you, block you, and not have to see your shine, not have to see you going up. It's because it triggers them. It's a trigger. Only your enemies will get triggered by this. People who love you and respect you, nah, they'll support. They'll be there, they'll show you, you'll know. But it's the people who can't stand you, the people who are very jealous of you when they see your continued elevation and it's not going away and it's not dying down. It's not slowing down. They're going to see like, wow, you know, I can't stand this. I can't stand this person. And they're going to show you by, you know, not rocking with you, not sharing your content, not respect, not commenting, not showing any kind of like respect, you know? And so that's why you have to continue to work on your craft and don't expect much from the people all around you. You got to respect yourself, know what you're made of, know what you're going to do, what you're able to produce. Because no one's going to believe in you out here except for you. Like as deeply, people will care about you and believe in you, but as deep as you care about yourself, nobody. Nobody. Yep. Yeah. Amato says all they do is watch and never like my posts. Yeah, people are gonna move like that. They're gonna move like that because you know your light triggers them, you know, and your elevation. The elevation is very beautiful. Anyone's elevation that is for the best, that's for the good, will trigger your enemies. They didn't think that you were going to get more or be as high as you are now. They didn't think you'd be so happy now. So, you know, clean slate now. Everything's different for you these days. They didn't think it was going to be like this. And so it triggers them a lot because they didn't prepare for this sort of existence, this sort of life, this sort of way that you'd be moving now, how your whole life turned around. You're being blessed as well, you know, in many facets of your life. They didn't think it was going to be like this. So they have a hard problem dealing with it. It's nuts. It is nuts. Mm-hmm. Paula says, I tell them I don't have time for their drama. Yep, I feel you. Yep. Yeah, Courtney says they are motivation. It's not always a bad thing to have resistance or hate. You're right, you know, to a certain degree, it can be motivating, but when we're talking about the proportions that a lot of these haters move, where it's kind of like, you know, it's like every day you wake up, every day, every week, it's something else from these people. You know, then you know it's gone too far, and then you know you got to make your moves, right? You got to move accordingly because it's starting to get, you know, too much. It's starting to get too much. Yeah, Love in the Matrix says some of us were mocked and laughed at our worst times. those same people are going to have to see us succeed. And that's the thing that the enemy can't stand. You know, Love in the Matrix, they can't stand how even when you were low, down, out, sad, depressed, worried, paranoid, anxious, I mean, all the negative feelings that one could feel, they saw that, you know, and they laughed, they mocked it, right? Now that you are so high now, you're so up now, you've elevated, you've transformed, what are they going to do? What are they going to say? They start tripping. They start acting out of character. They start acting in ways that they never thought they would even act like, because they didn't think that you would come from that to this. How could it be? It doesn't match. It doesn't match in their mind, but they counted you out. When people count you out, you know, they don't see what's going to be coming, you know, so when they see it and when it hits them, they start, you know, they start moving in ways that are just diabolical. You know, they start telling lies that, a fictional author, a fictional writer, you know, a pathological liar, you know, these professional people, they would envy, you know, the sort of ways these people start moving these enemies, you know, when they see that you're up now, they didn't think it was a possibility, right? They start coming out with lies, coming out with tall tales, you know, saying they don't like you, say you did this. Oh, I remember when she used to be like that. That's all they could do. Dig up the past. That's all they're ever gonna do, right? Because they have no part in your future, you know, and it bothers them. Yeah. Do Better Dawn says, I hear crickets these days. The bottom will be on top, the top on the bottom. I feel you, you know, and crickets, I'm telling you, it's very, very true. You know, people will show you in more ways than one, right? That when you're elevating, right? They're not about to make no noise for you. You know, they're not about to cheer you on. They're not about to hail you up. They're not about to support you if you make some nice products. They're not going to buy them from you. Oh, they know you've been working on it. They know this. But trust and believe, they'll save their coins. They're not going to promote you, even talking about you, even mentioning you, supporting you by way of words. Nah, it's too expensive for them. And that's unfortunate. If you think about that, how deeply disturbing that is. That people who, you know, you would think, okay, you come from a place of lack. You're up now. You're making moves now. You're being recognized and credited now for anything that you do. You would think these people would turn around and change their ways, but it's like, nah, a lot of them will just stay a hater, stay hating. You know, they hated when you had nothing, but how could that even be? How do you hate on somebody who doesn't have a lot? But the thing about it is that it's not because of what you had physically. It was your spirit. It was your mindset. They knew that it was different. They may have saw you sad and cry, but the light never left your eyes though. And they knew this and they felt this and they knew, you know, they knew that there was something different about you. That's why they picked on you, right? Who picks on somebody who's down? Who laughs at somebody who's already down though? You know, you would think, okay, they're down, I'm up now. All right. Now, but they take the time to talk about it. They take the time to dissect it. They take the time to ridicule you. So that means that you are still generating interest even at your lowest points. Make that make sense. You know what I mean? That's crazy. That's crazy to think that you can generate interest when you are at your lowest point. Of course, we're going to see how they're going to move like now. It's clear why they move like that now, because you generated interest when you didn't have much, when you were just starting, when you were just getting the ball rolling, right? These enemies are confused, perplexed, flabbergasted at your elevation, right? Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Anybody but you, right? Anybody but you. They don't want to congratulate you. Could have been anybody off the streets. They would have hailed up first, you know? And that's an enemy. That's an enemy who knows what you're doing, and they don't want to say nothing about it. It's all hush hush. It's hocus pocus. It's not going to stick. That's what they want to make it seem like, right? But they know that you're not going anywhere. You're here to stay. And your place on this planet is very unique, very special. They know. So you got to pat yourself on the back for how far you have come, okay? Your enemies will not be, they will not be successful here. They will have to surrender because of all the negativity that they sent your way. They can be bothered. They can be hot about it. They can be upset about it. They may want to pop off. Let them pop off, right? You take off. Let them do what they want to do. Let them come at you any type of way. But you know how to move now because you know what you want and what you don't want. And you know what you're going to entertain, what you're not going to entertain. You know what's going to help you elevate, what's going to keep you stagnant. So we just move accordingly to that. We feel good in that. Yeah, Josh says God will make your enemies your footstools, right? They thought they were going to use you as the footstool, you know, all for self-serving, not for humanity, not for the enrichment of the world, right? No, it's crazy. I'm telling you, it's nuts. But what I could say is keep moving right, guys. Keep doing your thing. All right, everybody, keep doing your thing. Keep elevating. Keep doing what you guys want to do. On the mindset elevator, I want all you guys to know you have to keep going up. An elevator can bring you up, it can bring you down. But on this elevator, it's all about up, the upward movement only. You know, going up and letting things be known what's really going on. There's a lot of things that have held us back, have brought us down, you know. Now we're on the upward movement. It's the only way to move, only way to be, all right? So guys, thank you so much for joining me today on this live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This live chat was really very energetic today, all right? I thank you guys so very much for the positive insight here. I'm always thankful for what you guys share with me. It's beautiful, it's amazing. I love it. I love each and every single one of you from all over the world. It's so humbling. I love to connect with all of you guys from wherever you're at, okay? It's beautiful. It's great. I never thought I would, you know, have so many friends from all over the world. It's a really beautiful thing. I love it. You guys are really, really loved and appreciated here. To all those who donated kindly by way of super chat, thank you very kindly. To all those who liked, thank you so much. For all those who have been watching, it's been amazing. Thank you so very much, everybody. I really appreciate the good vibes, all right? Stay up, everybody. Stay going up, okay? Joseph says, haters be future faking, right? Thank you guys so much, all right? I'm going to go ahead and end the stream, but I want to say thank you guys very, very much for the ongoing support, all right? And I support all of you in all of your future endeavors, all of your present endeavors. Keep going up, everybody. Don't let your enemies see anything about it. All right, let your enemies just, you know, they're going to watch. They're going to see what you do, but you don't have to let them in on every single part of your life when you know how they are, right? Protect your peace always. Cleanse your space. You know what I mean? Clear your mind, because the mind can collect clutter, right? And it will stop you from doing what you really want to do, all right? So keep going up, everybody, all right? I respect all of you. Thank you so very much. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Where I'm at is evening. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Okay, take care. Bye.